So, good morning, good afternoon, late afternoon here in Finland, and welcome to this session of Inkasi Living Labs. And today we have the pleasure of having María de la Paz Bidauri with us. And Paz holds a PhD in social sciences and a bachelor's degree in sociology, and she's a researcher in sociology as well. And she currently teaches undergrad courses at the National University of La Plata in Argentina, and graduate courses at other universities as well. And her research interests include analyzing the educational and career trajectories of young graduates in technical disciplines. And she's also interested in topics such as teaching methodology and gender perspectives and social class. And we have a pleasure of hosting her here in Tampere University in Finland. And today, Paz will speak to us about challenges to the implementation of vocational educational training from teachers' perspective. And without further ado, I give the floor to you, Paz. So please.
Okay, thank you. Good morning in Latin America and good afternoon here in Finland. I would like to thank to Pedro and Sandra, coordinator of the project. Thank you to Christian. Thank you to Leticia, the responsible researcher in Argentina. And thank you to Anita, the responsible researcher in Tampere University and her institute, Tampere. And also thank you, Arham, other member of Inkasi, because we talk about our subjects of interest. Okay. The objective of this presentation is, in first place, explore the educational offers of VET, Vocational-Educational Training, perspective. I use a qualitative methodology. I work with interviews with key informants, that people that teach in school. I call in Spanish prácticas profesionalizantes. I translate like apprenticeship or professional training or work-based learning. Here I present some maps because perhaps you don't know the city that I mentioned. Tandil is a middle city on the Sudets in the region of Buenos Aires, as you can see in the first map on the left. The population is 150,000 inhabitants, and it has been growing up in the last decades. In the map of the left, you can see all the VET schools in Tandil, and you can see that two that are in rural areas to 40 kilometers from Tandil city center. On the other map, you can see only the more central VET school, 3 are near to the city center, in the city center, and other a little far away at the limit of national roads here. So here we have one of the rural school, one of the other, and the 4 schools near to the city center are, and here the 3 on the city center. And there are all the schools, VET school in the city, in Tandil. Okay, here I would like to present a little comparison between Argentinian and Finnish VET system. Perhaps we have some doubt with some aspects, so if you know the system, you can help me. But I would like to think on the first of the bigger aspects. For instance, in the first place, educational system in Argentina is compulsory to 18 years, while in Finland is compulsory to 16 years. Related with the vet education in Argentina is compulsory at level of secondary school and non-compulsory in higher study or very short course. In Finland, is non-compulsory and is after basic education school. Vets has 3 levels: initial, further, and specialist in Finland. The system in Argentina is more structured than the system in Finland. Vet in Argentina is chosen at an early age at 11 or 12 years for the basic vets and at 14, 15 years for oriented vets, only for adolescents. On other hand, vet in Finland is chosen at 16, and although it's structured, it's so 3 years for initial vets, but it's possible to make it in less time if the people, if the people have the knowledge previous. There are also one complementary year before initial vets in Finland to people that need. Anyway, the system is more flexible, and the beginning teachers and students draw together a plan. On one hand, most of the vet school, 90% in Argentina, are publics, and only a little percentage is private. The administrative region are responsible for vet school. On the other hand, the Finnish state funds this kind of education, but the administration is private or in some cases depend on the city administration. Related with legal framework in Argentina, it's important to have in consideration the law of educational training at the year 2005 at the country, but 2013 is important for the administrative region of Buenos Aires. In Finland, the law is in 2018, that is important, the reform. In Argentina, the modules can be separated in basic training, technical training, and specific technical training. In the last track are the work-based learning that is important in this presentation. In Finland, there are compulsory units, optional units, and some modules that providers can choose. Specifically awarding work-based learning are 200 hours in Argentina and can be made in socio-productive environments. In Finland, there aren't a minimal or a maximum, but the most of the training is work-based learning. Okay. I try to make some lectures to begin and to understand more the system, I think, in some point of comparison. So, 3 authors, Finnish authors, I can mention the 3 first, propose that in Tampere, in vet university, the figure of the teacher is very important, especially in initial vet, in the first track of the vet, because teachers are important to the student engagement with the education. The study shows, in some case, vet study in some using people who were already working in these companies, so vet is a possibility to institutionalize the training. In the case of Argentina, classical studies like Galard mentioned the importance of teacher specifically in work-based learning at school. Thinking a little in some case of Spain that I can read a little. Some González Fernández mentioned in dual vet in Spain in the south of the country, the criteria of the selectivity of a student for work-based learning is not clear by teachers and providers. On the other hand, some contribution of Marrero mentioned that the learning can be related with the characteristic of the enterprise or the characteristic of the company. Yes, like the site, like the area of the economy. Okay. In this case, I would like to refer to results of a previous research with young graduating in vet education that helped me to think in this presentation. In first place, work-based learning from 2005 is compulsory and universal educational policy. Yes, and it is a real improvement if we think on the previous model of internship, or in Spanish, pasantías, only for a few people and only for the better students. So the model in the framework is more open, or is better. In fact, there are different kinds of work environments, companies, medium-sized enterprise or little enterprise, public institution like hospital, university, city administration, or internal practice at school. In the work-based learning, students valued three things: the know-how, or the know to be. How to know related with the knowledge learned at the vet school, and they can, in some cases, not in all, but they can put in practice in the company or in the institution. Yes, and it's the possibility that work with more and modern technology that vet institutions don't have generally. In addition, the know to be is related to how to behave in a workspace, considering the company is different to a school. But in this case, the question that the law mentioned, work-based learning for all, but all have the access to the same practice of the same work-based learning. So, with the interviews with the teachers of in this vet school in Tandil, I can see the teachers are to confront with some challenges in their educational practice. In first place, in some cases, that it is not possible to make a work-based learning in an external environment. So they plan internal professional practice at a school. But better school have problem with infrastructure and with learning materials. So teachers and families put their own money to guarantee the scholarization. In second place, the place for vet teacher is not a stable position in educational system, and teachers who learn work-based learning feel they have a lot of activities to do. In some cases, there aren't teachers for a specific course in the last years. Yes. In addition, they consider it is not enough providers for work-based learning. So the offer is less than the demand. Some of the teachers mentioned that there are incentives to company to participate in this kind of education that is different, for instance, between the system in Finland. The framework mark a minimum of 200 hours, but not a maximum. But in some case, teacher said in the interviews, at the moment of evaluates, they approve better to a student have the possibility to pass more quantity of hours in the company. So I think here there is a inequality at the moment of evaluation. the selection for the student to the companies for the external practice is not clear. In some interviews, teachers said that companies can demand some kind of a student, and at the beginning of the year, teachers have a time to think in different profiles is better or are better for the providers. In this system, I think in general, when we mention the study related with the education and work, we mention two logics and 2 times difference, the difference of the education and the time of the logic of the work of the shop of the markets. And here I think we can add another logic because there are these students are adolescents at the school. There are a lot of measures that provide the security not at the school, at the company. So the logic, bureaucratic and administrative, is related. And get a place to do basic learning is in general a task for the teachers or for the director team. Yes, and it's based most of case in his own contacts, his acquaintances, and his own clients. Okay, in this side, I can present I think perhaps it's an emergent because I don't have in mind before visiting the school, and I think I present in the map. We have six schools at some in total, and 3 of them are urbans, and 3 are rural. And the characteristic is that all the urban schools have more specialties. All are better school, but with more specialty inside, so a student can choose in some specialties. And for the rural, in general, is the only offer of education. It's only offer in the area and only offer inside the school. And another topic that I see is important is the urban school in general near to the city center have the providers to the work-based learning very near, or have the possibility to the public transport. In some case, it's a problem, the transport, because the student don't have money in some case. But for the rural, is worse the situation because in some of the town there don't exist transport. In some case, only one transport by day, and in other case without transport. And this is a point that difficult because a student that made better education in rural school don't have the opportunity to make external practice, only internal practice. Okay, and inside the different specialization, I choose 2 because are the 2 most offer, and one of these is food technology, tecnología de los alimentos in Spanish, And teachers say that in this case, it's possible to make the work-based learning is possible. Yes, for the school, for the urban school is possible, but only little enterprise, little restaurants. Yes, and the possibility to continue working, it's not too much. And the other problem that this kind of orientation work with perishable supplies. So in general, a school don't have the money enough for support this kind of instruction or this kind of work-based. And on the other hand, we can mention the case of programming or computer, and we can mention that in this, I don't mention that the area of the food and the area of the programming is in Tandil very is important. It's important for the sector. Yes. The first, because the city is very touristic in the province, and yes. So related with programming or computer, I recognize that work-based learning, although there are a lot of companies programming companies in Tandil. In some cases, the companies are very jealous of private information and want external people inside because it's more resource and it's more times and they haven't time. And in general, the practice are mostly public. Yes, in general, in the university or in the administrative city administration. Okay. So some reflection on future question for the future. My first research is related with the student. So at this moment, I think it's necessary for me know the teacher's perspective. And I think for the future, the possibility to think on the mediators in the vet school and providers that in general are personnel of educational systems too, and the possibility to know the perspective or enterprise or company. And in second place, I think it's important to reflect to the idea of segmentation of educational system, because it's the same system, it's the same orientation, different orientation inside VET, but it's all the VET, it's all public system, and there are a lot of difference between ones and another's. And yes, this is my presentation. Really, thank you.
Thank you very much for the